Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback. It's me, your host, Chappell, and I am here wishing you a happy, St. Patrick's Day. This will be out well after St. Patrick's Day, but today it's St. Patrick's Day. We got our green on. Hopefully, you did too. And with me, also here celebrating the merriment of St. Patrick's Day, it's Mari Forth. Mari, welcome back.
Yay, we're back. We're here. We're wearing green because,
yeah.
Why not
get pinched?
Yeah, exactly. Very that.
Do people still do that? Do people still pinch people?
I don't know, but I went to class. I stayed ready, so I don't have to get ready. So I just made sure. College students do not care about St. Patrick's Day, apparently.
Was anybody wearing green in your classroom?
Nobody was wearing green in the classroom. I was like, wow, we're losing recipes. No.
Yeah. I don't have a real connection to St. Patrick's Day, except that I do like the color green, one. And two, I like green beer. When I was in college, I discovered that they do green beer on St. Patrick's Day, and that was all it took for me. I'm there getting my green mixed drink, always beer, always, and enjoying myself. Guinness is also a big beer around this time. I know you're a Guinness enthusiast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We used to go to this place called Tilted Kilt on St. Patrick's Day, and we would do well, you can't say the word, but Irish car,
Yeah.
Yes, we would do those because they would be like $5 and they would be so good. Or we do Angry Orchard and Fireball.
Yeah.
We don't want to get demonetized on YouTube.
Because I be fighting with my life here on YouTube. So I posted our video of One Battle After Another talking about Teyana Taylor. When we recorded it, I posted it that same day, and YouTube was like, absolutely not. Copyright infringement. And you would think, if you didn't watch the episode, you would think that I had posted maybe like a clip from the movie or something like that. No. I posted a TikTok of a recording of Teyana Taylor's time on Super Sweet 16, and MTV said, not on our watch. You will not make money off of our video. So I disputed it because YouTube took the video down. They said you can't watch it. I disputed it and I won. So one day after the Oscars, they put the damn video up while we projected whether or not she's gonna win the Oscar. Of course, it gets no views.
Are you serious?
It just went up today. It went up yesterday. It went up Monday. Monday, it goes up. They're like, you won. Thanks, MTV. Just shot me in the foot. Because all of our Oscar predictions were in there. And so I think we have to start with that, Mari.
Yeah.
The Oscars, it happened.
So it's not our fault that our Oscar predictions came out after the Oscars. Lord, people looking at us like we stupid.
Right. There's got like 12 views. like people like, boo, what is this? No, we know Teyana Taylor's not going to win. Mari, Teyana Taylor
and one battle after another one.
One battle after another one. Honestly, if I could change the thumbnail, I probably could have got us some more views if I had changed the thumbnail to like one battle after another wins.
Yeah.
Maybe people would think it's like a recap of the Oscars. I don't know. But what did you think about the Hollywood's biggest night?
Well, you got me. You got me, gal. You got me. You fucking got me. And you know what? It's my fault. It is my fault. They said Sinners is the most nominated movie. My dumb ass, my dumb black ass, I'm going to watch the Oscars because I want to support everybody black. And they stayed playing in my goddamn face all night.
Was it damn? Yeah. I mean, let's just get ahead of it. Sinners was nominated for what, 16 Oscars or something like that. Broke the record for the amount of Oscars that you could get nominated for. And so you would say, a film with that many nominations might be the best film this year because it has so many. It's nominated in all these categories. I mean, it's great across the board. There's not really an area where it doesn't do amazing work. But no, Sinners does not win all 16. Obviously, that is a lofty goal to have anyway. But I think the one that really took the wind out of people's sails is Best Picture. I think that for me,
I really did.
I enjoyed, if you listen to our One Battle After Another coverage, which most people did not, if you listen to it, you will know that I enjoyed One Battle After Another. I recommended it for people. I was very excited to talk about it. Chantel and I have talked about it kind of off air. You and I was excited to talk to you about it on the podcast. I enjoyed it. But I do not think I'm going to be talking about the impact of one battle after another for years and years and years. Like I will be talking about this. I think Sinners just transcended the medium, and it was the better picture for me. So I was really hurt when I saw that it did not win.
I completely agree. It like like I said, they played in our face again. It wins like all of the technical Oscars, you know. It won for best soundtrack, I believe, best cinematography.
Yeah.
You know,
best original screenplay.
Yes, original screenplay, which that's a win in itself.
Yeah.
But that's a win, but that's also like, duh. We've been talking about how original it is for over a year now. But Ryan Coogler doesn't get best director, even though every single person who walks up on that stage talks about how good of a director he is. And then we don't get best picture. And there, I try not to be that girl. Every time the Sinners lost, my husband was getting mad at me because I was like, they should have won that. It's like they can't win them all. They cannot win them all. I do agree with that. But it's so annoying that it's so predictable that the main four categories, right? Best actor, best actress, best supporting actor, best supporting actresses. Well, best actor, best actress, best director, best picture is the real main four. And the fact that we got one out of those, and it's arguably like they had to force that, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even get anybody in there for best actress because, like we talked about on the One Battle After Another one, they didn't even try submitting for best actress because it's one of the hardest categories to get for a black artist, a black female artist. So we always go for supporting, and even neither of Wunmi or Tiana won. It went to Amy Mattingly for Weapons.
Yeah, Madigan.
Okay, yeah, is Madigan?
I think so. Madigan. Yeah.
Oh well, whatever. It went to that lady. Congratulations to her.
But you saw Weapons.
I did. I liked it. I liked Weapons.
What'd you think? Yeah,
I really liked Weapons. To me, the funny thing is I didn't think she was the best part of Weapons. I like the Ozark girl. I thought she like. Anyways, whatever. But I guess that's why she was best supporting. But there's something to be said, right, about all of the technical aspects of Sinners. Being. I mean, the cinematographer was a woman, an Asian woman, I believe, a Filipino woman, and I think she's like the only Filipino woman to win for like best cinematographer.
I think only woman, if I'm not mistaken.
Amazing, right? The Swedish guy was the score, which was great. I loved his speech and everything, but it just feels weird. That is kind of like we're just kind of nitpicking the non-Black people to win these awards, and One Battle After Another is even more egregious because, they legit were like, where are the white people? Reward them for this movie. And that movie had a lot of overtones of like Black and brown bodies, conversations about Black and brown bodies being used. And we talked about it a little bit on our coverage. Paul Thomas Anderson being the director, and some of the weird themes specifically presented by Sean Penn in the movie. Weird down. Sean Penn wins best supporting actor, right? Doesn't even show up. didn't even like play the game. And his role to me was, again, in One Battle After Another, was the cringy part of it, that was really like, ugh. So it's just like, it felt like a lot of circle jerking, especially since it's that whole we're revolutionaries, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like fight the power type thing. But the lens is so whitewashed that I don't know, man. Somebody smarter than me can come up with the essay, but it was just fine. It's cool, right? I actually liked the movies. The movies were actually good. We're kind of splitting hairs, but I still think Sinners was the best thing out last year. Like, I feel objectively it was one of the best movies out last year. But that's just me. I don't vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It feels like it just feels very of the time that it's like the revolution has to be led by a non-Black person. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it, you know? Am I okay? Whatever.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. You know, like, listen. No, I don't come in our comments talking about we're biased. This is Recap Kickback. Of course we're biased. Read the description, okay? We like the Black stuff. We're here to amplify it. We did like One Battle After Another. We just thought Sinners was better. To One Battle After Another's credit, I mean, it won more Oscars than Sinners did, you know? So obviously the Academy felt, it did. I believe they won 5. Let me go look, because I don't want to get on here lying. But it ended up winning more total than Sinners did, even though it was nominated for less. So it ends up winning Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Film Editing. So yeah.
So it sweeps it got more of the big 4 categories.
Yeah, it got supporting actor and best director for sure, right? And best picture.
Right.
So, you know, so those are the big ones. I mean, those are the big ones.
But Sinners got, so it got one more than Sinners, because Sinners got best actor, best cinematography, best score,
and best screenplay.
Best original screenplay.
Yeah, it ended up getting one more than Sinners, if I'm not mistaken, because I think it also got, it might have got best cat. But I think it might have got best casting as well. Which to me,
One Battle After Another?
I think so, yeah. I think One Battle After Another gets best casting as well.
6-4 then.
Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. But again, 2 good movies, 2 good films. But to me, the Oscars just took me on a roller coaster ride, right? Because listen, I talk about my biases all the time. I wanted Delroy Lindo to win that damn Oscar. My feelings were hurt. I get it. People like, he's only in the movie for 18 minutes. I don't care. The amount of time that you've been in a movie does not dictate whether or not you should win an Oscar. We've seen that time and time again. Okay, so that's not even a big deal. But to me, people don't give Delroy enough. The man was born in London. His parents are Jamaican, but he can act like a man from the deep South who's been through some struggles like nobody's business. You know, it just, I every time I watch him, I think, damn. Like, this man feels so lived in this character, even though this ain't Delroy.
Somebody told me that the role that Adrian Brody won Best Actor for last year, that he couldn't even do the accent, and they had to AI his accent in. And he still won Best Actor. I heard that and I wanted to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, I think, it says I would forgive Adrian accent in Hungarian. Oh, okay. A voice coach discusses Adrian Brody's AI assisted Oscar win. This is NPR article by Michael Martin and Abed Manuel. Apparently, this is a thing. So yeah, did not know that at all.
What? That pisses me off. So how can you win Best Actor and you can't do the accent?
Right.
That's your acting. But Delroy Lindo can disguise that he's been in it for 20 years. None of us
for 20 years. Nobody knew. I broke the news, you know. So yeah, it was an ups and downs. Obviously, the in memoriam was tough as well. That, you know, we've lost so many people in film and all that kind of stuff. So that was fun. But you know, I think the highlight of the entire Oscars to me was the Sinners performance when they did the live juke joint kind of music through the ages. I Lied to You performance. It was so good. I've watched it so many times, and like I think that's my comfort. That's not my favorite moment in the movie, because I've watched the movie so many times that I have so many favorite moments. But now that I have that, where I could just go in and watch that, I don't know if I have to watch the movie as much because I could just get that fix, that quick little 4 minutes of just perfection on that stage. The fact that they were able to pull that off on stage in front of a room full of people, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, they did it in the studio, they edited this person in, maybe there's some AI, who knows. But to be able to recreate that with Misty Copeland and stuff on stage, it was so good. So ups and downs at the Oscars.
And they had like the whole cast in it too. Like,
Remick and them showed up. Yeah. Good time.
And what's her name? Perline or something?
Perline was on stage the whole time. I was like, the principal dancer, So I think Sinners, regardless of whether they won or lost, they stole the show. Yeah. And I think that is the most important thing. Because again, people will talk about Sinners for decades after this. And some of the best films of all time didn't win Best Picture. The ones that we really look back at, there's a lot of them that were left on the wayside. So Best Picture doesn't validate your film, but it'd be nice to have it. I would say that.
Yeah, I'm just so happy for Ryan Coogler. I just want all of the best things for him. I just want all of the studios to open all of their banks and their wallets and give him all of the things.
Yeah, and we haven't even mentioned the man of the night, Michael B. Jordan. Look at him.
Shout out to that brother.
Look at that black man. You gone, black man.
Shout out to him. Can you believe it was like 4 years ago? He was sitting in a basketball audience with a camera on his face, and people were like, look at that man. He is heartbroken. And that could have easily been his legacy, getting his heart broken by Lori Harvey. But look at him here, best actor.
Yeah, man, we got to talk about Michael B. Jordan for just a second. I have been so critical of Michael B. Jordan over the years. Because I personally, I've watched so many of his films where I could tell that there was just more in him. There's just more there. There's just more there. But the marriage of Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, it is going to be something that is unstoppable for years and years to come. People are going to look back at this as one of those filming pairs that you just know that you're going to get electricity from every single time, like Spike Lee and Denzel. It's going to be one of those.
Stacey and Leo.
Exactly. Those go-to pairs that are just going to give you what you need. They've matured so much since Fruitvale and all the other projects. And now here they are together, and you can tell that their energy is just feeding off of each other, and they're bringing out the best of each other. I don't think I would have guessed Michael B. Jordan had this in him had I not seen it with my own eyes, and so I'm so happy that he got awarded that Oscar. We talked about it, that the SAG Awards did give him that, and that's like the telltale sign that you might win the Oscar.
Did you see somebody like, oh, if they were here, they would be so proud of you, Michael B. Jordan? And it was a picture of him as Wallace with
I know exactly what you're about to say.
And then it was him with Chadwick. And then the third was him and
Jonathan Majors.
And so I was like, peace. I was like, wait, what?
Is Jonathan Majors coming back, Mari?
I don't care. Like,
you don't care?
I do not. Like, right now, I just like, I'm so apathetic on Jonathan Majors at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much. Like, it's kind of wrong in a way to say that, like, it shouldn't, we shouldn't have that there should only be one mindset type thing. But the fall of Jonathan Majors does coincidentally coincide with the rise of Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It just kind of.
I hear you, but I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Did you know that was also the fall of Daniel Kaluuya? Did you know what happened to Daniel Kaluuya?
No, I love me some Daniel Kaluuya. I want him on all of the things.
So you notice he ain't been around in a while, right?
Right.
So I was reading
because he was in everything for 2 seconds, and then like
he had it. Okay. I think he joined that cult.
Which one?
The Air Holiness one. The oh God, is it the same one that the lady from the Pit joined? I'm pretty sure
the black lady that's gone.
Yeah, I think it might
this cult?
Oh yeah, Daniel Kaluuya allegedly has been involved in some cult-like behavior. Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Cult?
I don't look. You're the crime scene investigator. I'm giving you this, and I know you're gonna come back with the answers. But yeah, I heard that Air Holiness, or whatever, was this like
okay?
Yeah, was I guess that's the lady or the person in charge of the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Melissa Lima Muhammad is the person's name. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's what the streets are saying. Daniel Kaluuya is out here.
So what kind of manager makes you stop working? Like,
hey, what? hey, the man is caught up, okay, and you haven't seen him around. So look, I'm not saying it's true, but people are pointing to it all over the place that Daniel got caught up in some cult-like behavior, and maybe that's why he's not it guy. Because I'm with you. Daniel Kaluuya has yet to disappoint me on film. Okay, good.
Now I'm gonna have to look into this. Lord Jesus,
you got to. This is why I gave it to the crime scene investigator. Okay, so yeah, I think Michael B. Jordan's rise to fame does coincide with a couple other people kind of going off the grid a little bit. I think John Boyega is a little bit blacklisted. If you ask the right people,
yeah, I was about to say he's blacklisted because
right. So between John Boyega, the Brit number 1, Daniel Kaluuya, Brit number 2, Jonathan Major from Dallas, so he don't fit that criteria. But I don't know. We coming back for our jobs, y'all. Yeah,
we're taking it back.
Taking back our jobs. No, I'm joking because Delroy.
No, we love the diaspora. Please stop.
We do. Don't pick on us. Don't pick on us. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Other current events, Mari. We should tell everybody here on Recap Kickback that they have officially announced the return of Interview with the Vampire. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah. Okay. The Vampire Lestat coming June 7th. Which is a Sunday. So we should have those recaps out. I'm not waiting until Thursday to drop them recaps. Let's drop them on let's drop them on Wednesday if we can. I don't know. But let's, we're going to try to get those to you. We can't do them much earlier, Mari, because Interview with the Vampire season 3 is going to coincide with House of the Dragon season 3. Boo, 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 boo. Mari, you don't sound excited.
I am. More content for our amazing audience. Y'all better comment down here. Just comment, right? Stop what you're doing right now and comment. Yay, House of the Dragon. Yay, Vampire Lestat. Because if I'm working double time, y'all better be pushing this stuff, man. Push it.
These two shows are like the main reason why you go and hire Mari to be a podcaster. You get vampire expert, you get dragon expert, and you put them in the same exact month and say, lady, we got content to make. So excited.
Exactly. So let's do it. We're all going to be here in June, right? Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Watch out. Give us those views, y'all. For real. Because we really are excited to bring the content. And we want you to enjoy it as well and absorb it and spread it.
And spread it. Share it with your friends, y'all. Mari, is there anything else we should be talking about before we get into our feature presentation tonight?
No, I think that's it.
Did you see Meg the Stallion and Harry Potter? Kind of,
What?
So there's a new Daniel Radcliffe show out.
The Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins or something like that.
Yes. And and the Rise and Fall of Reggie Dinkins has special guest Meg the Stallion on. And there's a scene where he's in a park like filming this documentary, and she kind of walking by. Mind you, she's a foot taller than him, so she walked by in the background, and then she walks by closer, and then she kind of walks up on him like, "Hey, what you doing?" And then next they flirt a little bit. I'm pretty sure at one point she was sitting in his lap, and then the next thing you know, I think you see him climbing out of the back of a van. Fixing his clothes as him and Meg the Stallion have now had a moment. She's not playing herself, but my girl is coming out here for that EGOT.
Oh, yeah. She's coming for Moulin Rouge. She'll be playing Harold Ziedler in Moulin Rouge at the end of March. And I'm like actively trying to figure out how I can get like tickets and go and see her. But like Bob is playing Harold Zieler right now. Bob the drag queen is, and I didn't get a chance to go and see him. So now I'm trying to figure out if I can go and see Meg. I gotta see this show, man.
You got to. Between Meg and Bob, it's kind of like they calling your name. They're like, Mari, come see us.
Specifically.
Yeah. Speaking of EGOT, Ryan Coogler is one half of the way to an EGOT. He now has a Grammy and an Oscar. So he still needs a Tony and an Emmy. Now
for best adapted best original screenplay is what his Oscar for, right?
Yes.
Yes,
so that yes. Okay. That said, if we're gonna get that Emmy and that Tony, the Emmy needs to be the you know what they've been doing recently is they'll take the Broadway show and then do it on TV. You know what they did. Right. They've done it for like Hairspray. They've done it for they've done this for several musicals over the years in the last few years. So I think you got to kind of do one of those. But that said, in order to get that Tony, you got to put that thing out as a musical. Can you imagine Sinners the musical?
Sinners as a musical?
The way I'm going to Broadway to watch that one, because it's giving me what y'all thought Hamilton was. This is gonna be what it's giving me. You know, Hadestown meets Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing.
I just watched Hadestown.
I love Hadestown. I hate musicals. Really I love Hadestown. That trombone player, just he's so good, so good. So yeah. Let's hope that maybe we can see some of our faves get a couple more awards now that they're up. And good on Meg and Ryan and Mike and all the big winners from Oscars night.
K-pop Demon Hunter. Shout out to them for winning.
Big shout out to K-pop Demon Hunter.
Yeah,
first of all,
EJ.
First of all, I've never heard them sing that song in the same key as in the movie because this song is just so hard to sing. It's crazy. Watching the performance in the Oscars was so good. At the same time, this was the most telegraphed Oscar win of them all. If you didn't think K-pop Demon Hunters was going to win this Oscar for Best Song, you were not paying attention. Golden, first of all, the entire soundtrack for K-pop Demon Hunters,
so good,
was like the top 9 or 10 songs on Billboard for the months of August and September. You know, the entire soundtrack. Grown men and women, kids, children, babies, chicken ducks, people of all ages was listening to that song. There was no doubt in my mind that they were going to win for Golden. And yeah, big shout out to them. First time a K-pop group has won a Grammy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it like it's such a big deal that like when they, like you said, right, no disrespect to them, the keys have never been the same because they did not expect it to be as big as it was. Like when they realized how big the song and the show was, they literally had to throw those 3 girls together and be like, we need y'all, go out there. They were on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, go out there. They were like everywhere, like anytime they needed to sing that song, they made those 3 girls. They basically turned them into a group, but they're not a group. So every time they come out there, they just say all their names, and it's just so funny. But it's because from what I remember correctly, from what I learned about EJ, like she had always wanted to be like an idol, but then and she had like did like Pop Star Academy type thing or whatever, but she was told that she was just never good enough to be like in the foreground. Like I think she pinned a lot of stuff for different groups, but they just told her she wasn't good enough for the foreground or whatever. And so this is like her breaking out. So good for her.
Yeah, good for her. And good for them also winning Best Animated Film. I saw some people thinking that Zootopia 2 was going to take it. You know me. I ain't seen the Zootopia 2. I know you have. You got the demographic in your household.
It just came out on Disney, and we did not get a chance to watch it this weekend. We'll probably watch it this coming up weekend, yeah.
Okay, let me know if it was robbed, if it should have won that Oscar. Okay,
K-pop Demon Hunter is one of the few movies that my kids will watch. Like JJ just had a Shaja Boy's themed birthday party. Like,
yes.
It's one of those ones where I actually don't mind it playing on a loop in my house.
Okay. All right. So look, that's a glowing recommendation from Mari. But let's get into Mari's other recommendation. Tell everybody what the main event of tonight's episode is, because we got something to talk about.
Yeah, so in the vein of nothing but Netflix, I was perusing the Netflix, and we stumbled upon Inside the Manosphere. And Inside the Manosphere actually has been getting some buzz, especially from the Black community, because everybody's favorite Ops was in it. If you don't know what we're talking about, Inside the Manosphere is a documentary where noted fashion photographer, noted
Nole Marin and Nigel Barker here again.
I just finished talking about the other half of America's Next Top Model. Noted documentarian Louis Theroux went and talked to various male influencers who operate in that manosphere space. If you don't know what the manosphere is, hopefully you don't, because it's ridiculous. But it's basically red pill misogyny content that has grown so quickly over the past few years and has become very insidious, leading to like some incel culture taking over the mainstream. Who you would probably be familiar with is, of course, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate. They're kind of like the ringleaders of the manosphere, but basically the manosphere is like this really misogynistic ideology of like men are only worth the value of how much money they can pull. They pull money, they look good, they go to the gym, they automatically are high value men, which means they only mess with high value women. But of course, the high value women have to be pure virgins that they marry while they also have girlfriends on the side that they have sex with. It's just a lot of convoluted misogynistic ideology that unfortunately is a very big part of like YouTube culture, that streamer culture. And it, like I said, is very insidious. A lot of parents don't even realize that their teens are watching stuff like this, because that is the target demo. The target demo is teens, preteen males. And there have been some research that this type of content has a direct link to the quote unquote male loneliness epidemic, or, you know, the basically the corrosion of the young male psyche. So as a mother, it was a very, very interesting documentary to watch. It really, I was already hugging my son tight. Maybe go and hug him a little bit harder and check those YouTube channels. But the biggest thing is the documentarian Louis Theroux just does an amazing job of just sitting there, having the camera on these influencers and letting them talk, and just kind of letting them hang themselves with a rope. The reason why I definitely brought it here to Recap Kickback, Chappell, is because there was a cameo by the ever horrendous Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. I don't know if you know about Fresh and Fit, right, Chappell?
Honestly, very little, because what people will learn about me is that, yeah, I don't allow things that upset me to be in my life for long. And so when I see something that pisses me off, instead of engaging with it, arguing with it, quoting it, and showing my friends and all that kind of stuff, I normally just block or mute that kind of stuff. So when I was watching this, I learned so much. A lot of this stuff I didn't even know existed, because I've had Myron Gaines and Fresh and Fit, that podcast, blocked for so long. The Tate brothers have all been blocked. I mean, it's been years. I'm talking about when the name started coming out. I was like, oh, I remember you. I didn't even know they were still at it. I thought it was over. That's how little time I spend engaging with this type of content. So I was very enlightened, I guess, about a lot of the stuff that was going on.
Yeah, exactly. And again, smart people don't engage in this stuff. But when they're targeting young kids, young adults, And again, if you as a parent or you as a single male who has common sense, you're like you said, you don't even know. You're like, what? That must be over. That's done with. Yeah, last thing I heard, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate were in jail, but apparently I think they're out.
I guess
they're out or something. So like that's why I say it's insidious, because it's right under everybody's noses, and I don't think a lot of parents see that. And so I really need y'all to go and watch this document. You haven't already watched.
So my big hot take that I've had for a while, and Instagram is really what enlightened me to this, is that the way the internet the way the internet uses algorithms is really feeding into what you consume. As obvious, that's what the algorithm is for. But if you are engaging with content like this, whether you like it or don't like it, you're going to see more of it. And so what I've done is I just block it. And now my algorithm thinks that I have no interest in it. It can't sell me anything, right? We know the algorithm, Instagram, all these social media, like these social media sites are trying to sell you something. There's a product but that's why there's so many ads on all these things, right? Because they got to make money to keep the sites going. So you have the ads coming in, and the ads are coming wherever they think they could get your attention. And if it's something that pissed you off, it got you arguing in the comments, that's gonna show up in your algorithm. If it's something that got you, that you liked and you're responding to it, that's gonna show up in your algorithm. So you see these things that make you engage with them by maybe even disavowing what they're saying, or trying to argue with somebody, or trying to disprove them. And so the internet really does reinforce these negative things in front of you. So let's say you saw one clip of Myron Gaines and you didn't think anything of it. It was just a non-factor. You didn't think anything of it. Then if you don't engage, they might shoot it to you again. Like, oh, you didn't hate it, but you also didn't, you didn't talk to it. So let's see if you like it again. And then I'll show you more. And then I'll show you more. And then the moment you engage, you're like, okay, we got them. So let's show you another one of these and another one of these. And so now you're thinking that other people, the people around you feel the same way. We're all talking about it. There are some people whose whole entire timeline is the stuff in the manosphere, right? That's all they see. So it reinforces these negative tropes and these ideas that they have and these negative feelings. Whereas me, I don't see none of that. So I don't even be knowing. So when I see people posting it, I'm like, you sound crazy, right? You're the only person that I know posting this one thing. You wonder why you getting jumped in the comments. But in their point of view, they're like, no, everybody in this sphere that I know is posting these same things. They agree with me. You're wrong, And so the algorithms really have been doing a number on people now. So to Mari's point, check your kids' YouTube pages. If you don't want them parroting information like this, you have to go in and actively block those things. When we were coming up back in our day, you had parental blockers for things. You had to go in and set the PG-13. You can't watch these things. You can't see these things. You had to go in and actively stop your kid from watching stuff. It's even worse on the internet. Find those hot topics, those keywords, those hashtags, all that kind of stuff. Mute them, block them, because once they get in and your kid engages, they see more and more of it, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. And Harrison Sullivan made one good point in the whole series, only one. He said
he had a couple bars, but let's talk about it.
Harrison, the first guy.
Yeah. I was peeping what he was doing, and there's definitely, I can see why that shit was working on appealing to the people who it appeals to. You know what I'm saying? Like when he would say certain things, I'm like, when you frame it like that, I get why these people believe you, but you're also missing these parts here. But what part were you about to point out?
When he talks about the attention economy, like you said,
exactly.
Everything is an attention economy. So even if you're engaging with them to argue with them, it's putting money into their pockets. And I know, like, that's the whole thing. We're telling people, like, you need to debunk and debust these myths. But if you're going to do it, you got to do them in person. You got to do it to people's faces. You have to do it to your children, you have to do it in person. Doing it online just further spreads their awareness, like you said. So let's get into it. It was a lot,
Yeah. It was his awareness for the business that I thought was fascinating. So we see Louis Theroux go out and he meets up with this influencer named Harrison Sullivan. They go out to Spain. Apparently Harrison Sullivan has been in some type of car accident that was his fault, and he fled. And so he's just living Yeah, on the run, but also living in a lavish like a mansion, yeah, in Spain and all this shit. Like, okay, he has money, he has women, he's teaching all these guys online how to be a proper man. You know, you can't be weak, you gotta lift, you gotta also have women, you gotta have money, because you don't have any value as a man unless you could do those things. Women, they're born with value because they're valued for their beauty. You know, their beauty will get them in these spaces, but men, we gotta work for it. And so that's the type of propaganda that he's kind of pushing, and it's really speaking to those people who feel that way, right? Who have insecurities about the amount of value that they have, who have dreams of having a lot of money, who have dreams of having a lot of women or being desirable to women. The people who don't feel like they can get it on their own, they're looking to Harrison as a person, like almost like, I mean, not almost, but they're literally saying he's like a role model to them, you know, because he's instilling in them a sense of don't give up, you know, fight for you. If you push hard enough, if you fight hard enough, if you don't give up, then you too can make it. You too can have generational wealth. You know, he's kind of selling the American dream to these people in a weird way.
But that wasn't Harrison Sullivan. I just want to, that was the other guy.
Which one was that?
That was oh my God, I have his name right here.
It was Ed Matthews?
Huh?
Which one was it? Ed Matthews?
Was it Ed Matthews? I don't know. No, it wasn't Ed Matthews. It was the guy from Baton Rouge.
Oh, Justin Waller.
Justin Waller. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
it was him. He was the one who was talking about if you never give up. That's the one that you were talking about. His stuff made sense.
No. I'm still picking. I'm still on Harrison.
Did not say that. Harrison did not say that. Harrison was saying,
"Listen,
I fund OnlyFans models, but I hate OnlyFans models." Like,
no, my attention on Harrison was basically what you were talking about, where he can identify that the currency is the attention, right? Like, so he can talk about being a content creator. Like, the man is very capitalist minded. You know, he talks about how he was in university and he decided to make content, and then he started selling his fitness stuff, and then he realized, okay, that's selling, so he's gonna do another thing that sells. Okay, boom, and now he's gonna start selling his trading secrets and stuff like that. But he knows that he doesn't even have to buy into the things that he's selling. I think at one point Louis Theroux asked him, like, why not just try to be a good person? And he's kind of like, because ain't no money in it. You know, he's kind of like, it's clout greater than being a good person. You know, like, if I'm going to get rich, no one's going to get me rich off of being a good person. Like, he's aware of those things, and he's using them to capitalize on the weakness of other people, and like the you know, almost like the misinformation that's out there, the conspiracies. He's a master of what he's doing. But I do think that the premise here that, you know, the currency is attention. I think that is really the basis of what he's talking about. Also, it's funny that he leans into this idea that there's a matrix of people that are controlling everything and keeping people down, and that they're benefiting off of the oppression of other people, when he is very much trying to be that as well, right? Like, he's like, there's a people at the top making a bunch of money, and it's not you. I'm like, sir, but you're telling us it's you. You're telling us it's you.
You want us to get up there. It's like you don't want to dismantle it, you want to join it.
Right. Because exactly. He has no ambition of dismantling a system. He wants to show you that you too can beat the system and be like, you could be up here too. You know, that white supremacy culture that we always talk about, right? This idea that, oh yeah, if I work hard enough, if I go to work every day, if I you know, be a part of the system, then one day it'll work for me. And I too will be able to look down and oppress other people, as opposed to breaking the system and making sure that everybody gets an equal share. Because he's making money off of these people while he's doing this, right? Like, if he really wanted to uplift you, he wouldn't be charging you $50 a month for his content. Yeah, or his access to his classes, his teachings, or whatever. This man is already rich.
It's just a pyramid. It's just a pyramid. It's an MLM. It's always an MLM. It's not it's not what you're selling. It's learning how to sell it. It's paying somebody else to learn. It's just a pyramid scheme, man. That's all it is. And I love how Louis Theroux put $500 in an account, opened it with him, and by the end of the documentary, he had didn't he like lose like all of that money? Like,
there's no money.
Yeah. There's no money in it. It's literally just selling a pipe dream is where the money comes from. And he takes a percentage of your money, no matter if you win or you lose. All of the brokerage firms that he suggested had horrible reviews. And so it's all a fantasy. It's all a figment. The cars, the women, it's all money bought off the back of his followers. And while he's also telling his followers, you can be like me if you do these things, but those things aren't even what they're getting him rich.
Right. You're getting him rich. You're getting him rich. The trading isn't getting him rich. It's the classes about the trading that's getting him rich. And you're still broke.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I said. Like, the man knows what he's doing. For him to be 20, 23, 25 years old, he's got the scamming thing down.
He's 23, I believe. He's very young.
That's a child. And he's got the scamming thing down to a science. Even by the end of this, we start seeing, I mean, we also talk about kind of how he got this way. His mom raised him on her own. Apparently, she has very opposite views of him, but you know how that goes, Mari. A man raised by a single mom, instead of blaming the man who's not there, they're gonna blame the mama. And I'm saying this as a man who was raised by a single mom.
And his dad was a famous footballer, I believe, that was not in his life. His father was black. His mom was white. He has some very, very bad, he within 20 minutes of the documentary, we hard launch into gay son or thought daughter, right?
Oh my God. And nobody even asked him all of that. He said, hold on, let me find, because I think I wrote the quote down because it was so wild how quickly we jumped to that particular line of thinking and that nobody asked for. He says, he was being asked about the OnlyFans girls that are being promoted on his Telegram. He says, I don't watch porn. I don't promote that. Not me. I could never. But I did buy an agency that manages OnlyFans girls. But if my daughter was one of those, I would disown her. And if my son was gay, I'd disown him too. I said, nobody asked you all of that. Nobody asked you that. It's like the script, Mario, was right there. Like while this documentary is being filmed, he is also filming the documentary being filmed. This is all content.
A game within a game, an enigma within an enigma. Exactly. Like it immediately devolved into that. And Louis was like, wait, what? He's like, but, nowadays it's perfectly fine to be gay. He's like, but I don't care, not my son. And he was like, right. Why? He's just like, not my son. And then and this is where Louis goes down that line of question. Well, what about your mom? Is that what you get from your mom? And he said, no, my mom hates all of that. He said, my mom hates racism, homophobia. She'd be very mad if she heard me say that. Me. Yeah. And I was just like, and that's what, and that, Chappell, scared me. Me. Since why? Because it's true, right? As a parent, you can only do but so much, right? Mm-hmm. You try to put your best foot forward. If you are actually trying to put your best foot forward, not, I did what I could do and you're not doing anything. But if you're actually trying to put your best foot forward and you're actually trying to instill these certain values in your kid, and then they turn around and be like, I wouldn't say that in front of my mom, but this is how I actually think. That's what scares me. You know what I'm saying? As a mother.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know if he knows what he actually thinks, because there is the thing that he thinks. And then there's the thing that he thinks that he's gonna get paid off of, right? And the cameras are rolling, and it's always content. True. So his mom didn't instill those things in him, and he even at one point in the documentary says, "I'm not homophobic." And they say, "What do you mean? You just said I don't care if people think I'm homophobic." He said, "Well, I don't care what people think." He said, "Well, are you homophobic?" He says, "No, I have a gay friend." He said, "But you said you would disown your son." And he goes, "That's not homophobic." It's like, well, which one is it, kid? And I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows the answer. I think at some point he's lost himself to this grift, this idea that I need to say these things to get paid. If you can identify that your mom would not be happy with you for thinking these things, you have to know that on a base level, they're not okay.
They're not right. Yeah, that's true. And I agree. I think of all of the people that we talked to, he was one that was very, very in deep, right? He's very deep. I think he was the youngest, one of the youngest we talked to, right? And for him, the online persona and his current trajectory of his actual personality is the same right now. That frontal lobe is not fully developed within him. So I see what you're saying.
Right. Or it is developed and he is making a conscious effort to grift. You know, there are so many people that we've seen in the last few years become talking heads for things that they don't believe in. You know, I mean,
well, I think we'll see that in this documentary.
Exactly. I mean, look no further than just how people's political alignments switch up, you know, with the clout and with the check marks. You know, if you can get a lot of clicks and a lot of engagement, then okay, I'll spew a few talking points that I don't necessarily believe in because I'm getting money. You know, financial insecurity is a pattern in all of these influencers' lives that we talk about in this documentary. I believe they trace them back to being kids, and I think it was the Justin Waller, the one that we were talking about earlier. We find out that he was almost in and out of like group homes or something like that with his mom. You know, so there's something to say here about these people being actually out here to chase a dollar.
I agree. And so Justin Waller, as I was looking up some of the reception to Inside the Manosphere, he is probably amongst the Reddit fans, should I say, one of the ones where they're like, he made sense. All the other ones are kind of like, they loved that. They ate that stuff up of the women don't want to be equal. They want a man to tell them what to do. They want a man to take care of them. I want to take care of my woman. I want to be the sole provider. And I want to teach her what she wants type thing. And the one-sided monogamy, he's not monogamous in a relationship, but she is, because a woman doesn't want to sleep with a whole bunch of other men if she's in love. And it's just, and then with him, that guy, I don't know what his age was. He looks like he's at least in his mid-30s. But like, he was ready. Right, he has probably had the most media training. Sad to say, when he had the most media training, because he steps out of a Lambo, a McLaren, something
like that, some sports car.
He steps out of some sports car to meet Louis. Louis says, "Hey, I'm Louis Theroux," and he's like, "Let me just say, this does not mean success. This sports car does not mean success. I am not as so annoying to think that this means success is knowing who I am and providing. It does not equate this car." Louis Theroux was like, huh?
He said, "Hi, nice to meet you." You know, the act turns on immediately, Mari. You know, no one asked about that. No one asked him about it. Although he's 40 years old as of March.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was something.
So this is not the reason why he's more presentable, is because he's got more years of training in this, right? This is a grown ass man. This is not a 23-year-old looking for his talking points. This is a man who's been doing this for a long time. He was originally a college football player. Then he turned that into being like founding a construction company. And then that got him on a bunch of podcasts. Of course, he's got muscles. He's a handsome dude. And so people gave him a microphone and now he won't stop talking.
He's like one of the right-hand men of the Tate brothers as well.
Yeah, the Tate brothers will come up several times in this documentary as just people who, you know, they sound like awful people. I mean, if you look up the things that Andrew Tate has done, if you think these are the type of people you want to hang out with, go for it. But not for me. You know, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but yuck. So yeah, Justin Waller was an interesting case. Like we talked about, he hops out the car and he immediately starts on his spiel about the sports car and how this ain't it. Just come up to my small place up in the high rise. Oh, this old thing, this is my smaller place. You know, this isn't the home that I stay in. You know, he very much presents himself like a protector. My wife and kids can't be on camera. You know, I don't want them in this documentary. By the end of the documentary, Mari, we see his wife and kids.
Which I was like, what? Like, huh? Where like, and there was no real explanation as to why they're now on the camera. Like, I was like,
it's just he says the thing that's convenient. They weren't there. So all of a sudden, oh yeah, they weren't, you know, they're not supposed to be on camera. Now all of a sudden they're here. Let me show you the family man that I am. You know, when asking about his salary, he says, "Oh, you know, I pay $20,000 a month for this apartment." Oh, how much would you say? Oh, just about 30 mil, but that's not as much as the other people, you know, that's not a lot. Oh, it's like, oh, he's so humble. You know, this is all an act. You know what I'm saying? This is all the grift.
All Louis says is, "Oh, can you tell me about your relationship? Which one? He's like, oh, okay, all right, this is where we're going now. Okay, you're gonna get me.
I see
all
what
right,
you're gonna do.
okay. And then he goes into his open monogamy spiel, and Louis just like looks at him, and then he says, does that sting, huh? And Louis like, wait, what? No, it doesn't.
He said,
sting.
you're getting so mad. You're getting so mad right now. People always get mad when I talk about what works in my life, but like, why are y'all so angry that I have? It's like, no one is mad. No,
Louis is like, I just thought it was a resident moment. I just
just gave it a second to breathe. It's like, no, calm down.
There were so many eye cuts. Like Louis perfected the gym, the looks to the cameras, the side stuff.
It's the feeling that this man hasn't talked to a real person in a while, right? That he's so used to defending himself in the YouTube comments and Twitter comments where he's always like, you mad? Why are you lashing out? You're projecting all this other stuff, like the hot button topics that everybody are throwing out in Twitter, the gaslighting and these words, these like incendiary phrases. That's how he was talking. You ask him a question. Now, don't take this the wrong way. Like, no one's taking it the wrong way. Just literally asking a genuine question. Yeah, but you can't, because you have to make this into a whole performance. And like, again, once you identify it, you see it happening over and over again. One of the things that we see is permeating throughout is this hand motion, Mari. I don't even want to do it because I don't want to get.
Don't do it. No.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but like it's What is this? They got like a hand sign that they push, they pass down.
They said it's like a matrix, like the signal that you're not a part of the matrix hand sign that the Tate brothers do. And no, I rule of thumb, I don't really like to do hand signs.
I do
where they're going. I know you do. I know. That's how I said, for me, rule of thumb. I don't know unless I know what I'm signing up for. I'm not doing no hand signs. So yeah, just weird, right? But this leads into the scariest thing in this whole documentary to me. The very scariest thing,
okay,
is them walking down the street and just everywhere they go, and each influencer that Louis is with, each different one, young fans come up to them. Oh my God, I love you. One guy, I think it was Harrison Sullivan, they came up to him and they're like, yeah, fuck women, fuck. They started chanting.
I didn't see that part.
You didn't see that part? It was the part where he handed it over to, I think it was Maddie, the guy who does the To Catch a Predator style.
Oh no, that's Ed Matthews.
Ed Matthews, that's what I meant. Ed Matthews. Yeah. Ed Matthews, he was the kind of the least offensive there to me. I was like, okay, he's not that bad with his conspiracy theories, his like hitting on girls. He's like, oh, you like chocolate? I want some chocolate. Like, I can't even to the point. And then he was with Louis, and somebody was like, "Is that a pedo?" And he was like, "No,
not a pedo."
No. He's known for the Catch a Predator one. He's we talked about the To Catch a Predator things on Crime Scene, but he's known to be one of those YouTube To Catch a Predator people. So, but it was just like they would come up to them, and we got to talk to two. I think it was like Chris and you have a name. Oh, so sorry. Chris and Maddie came up to Justin Waller and was like, "Oh my God, you're my hero, man." They start spouting his ideology back at him, not to his liking, because he butts in a few times to kind of correct them about the ideology. And they're talking about, like you said, Chappell, about the men are born with no value. No man can get flown out. It's just stupid shit. And it was sad to see. That was the scariest part of me. All of these kids recognized these kids. Oh, at one point in the documentary, they came up and they were saying F the Jays. I was like, oh my God.
They were talking so much trash about the Jewish people in this. The anti-Semitism in this was crazy.
Yeah. So like that was just too much for me.
I have so many thoughts about this, right? Because they identified that the currency here, remember, is the clout, right? You get the clout from people. So they have identified that their perfect consumer or their person that they're going to make the money off of, I guess I should say, their target is the parasocial relationship they have with these other men. You know, I think at one point, Justin told one of them, like, you know, don't forget I love you, you know, and like, what, you love me? You don't know me, you know what I'm saying? But he says that, and he's saying this to people who are convinced that the world is against them. You know, the Matrix designed to make men fail, you know, is making them untrustworthy of society. And so now this man comes in and he says, no, I understand you. I get that the world is hard and it's not your fault. It's not anything you're doing wrong. It's the man trying to keep you down, you know? And so because of that, I'm going to connect with you, right? You're going to bond with me, and then you're going to buy my products. Of course, you're going to support me. You're going to watch my videos, you know, I like, click and subscribe. And I'm going to motivate you, you know, in a way that's going to help you get out of the rut that you're in. We learned from Maddie. He had been living in his car. His brother had taken his own life, and he was trying to get his power back, basically. And so he was like, what do I do? I'm down and out. And Justin is the one who's saying, don't give up. Don't give up. It's not your fault that you don't have a girlfriend. It's not your fault that you're living in your car. It's the Matrix. It's the women. You know, if you do these things, if you get in shape, if you subscribe to my Telegram page, you know, if you follow the tricks that I've given you, you too can be like me. And so he becomes a beacon of hope for these people in a weird way. But those parasocial relationships, like you said, it's the one thread throughout all of them. Each of them is able to go to the street and find somebody who will hug them and tell them, oh my God, you are doing great things. Okay. The things that you're doing are helping me. And they really lean into that to make money. And, you know, the people who are giving them the money are complicit because they're okay with it. You know, they're like, you're giving me something. And so in exchange, I'm going to give you money. I remember what the other thing was now too, that Harrison said, I think that I was talking about earlier, where I said he had a couple bars. He said, you're never going to be successful if you can't sell anything. As an influencer, he's dead ass right. He is 100% correct. You know, the way he's able to make money is his ability to sell the lifestyle that he has, the muscles that he had. It started off with the muscles that he had. That was the first thing he tried to sell was, I'm a fitness influencer. I can give you this body. Right. Then it became, I can show you how to get this money. Then it became, I can show you how to get these women. Then it can show, you know, so all of those things while also disavowing those same things. He's like, I don't watch porn, but come check out my OnlyFans girls in my Telegram, you know. So it's not a coincidence that these people are doing great, but there's obviously a model that they're following that's allowing them to capitalize on these people.
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. Like it really is just, it's sad. But I think we need to talk about the number one grifter and one of the reasons why we're here.
Yeah, we got to talk about Amru Fadil, aka
Amru Fadil,
a former agent of Homeland Security, Myron Gaines.
Plant, CIA plant. Fresh and fit, my ass, neither fresh nor fit. That other guy, ugly as shit too. Like, I hate them. I hate the two of them. They can kiss my ass.
So I've had them muted and blocked for so long that I thought that Fresh and Fit was those two British dudes who pissed me off.
That's shits and gigs. Yeah.
Then how do you know? How's one to know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
to know because I was a supporter, and then they forgot who their true audience was.
In it, you know, they the day people start to mix up Recap Kickback with Fresh and Fit or shits and gigs, just go ahead and tell me to log off. I'm good on making content, y'all. I don't need it. It's not, look, you got to stand for something at some point, you know? And I think that, and not so much shits and gigs, I'm picking on them because they put their foot in their mouth, obviously. But this Fresh and Fit dude, he's out here for the paper. He's out here chasing money, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the money. That's it.
Clearly, if you don't see that in this documentary, I don't know what to say to you. Just his mannerisms when Louis first talks to him, like, it's just crazy, right? Because how old is Myron? He's again also still in the old, right. Amaru,
36.
How old? 36. Oh Lord,
ooh,
Jesus,
boy,
not a contemporary.
A hard 36 though.
Very that.
It's a tough 36, man. That man was, yeah. Whew. Myron.
What Well, Amaru.
Shit. Your mama call you Amaru. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you know, Louis comes up, he's very like, yeah, like you could tell he's had a career in a DHS capacity. That code switch is lethal. I get it. We've all been there. And I love the documentary here where Louis like, hey, want to talk to you. Like, can I talk to you about some of your more like incendiary stuff? He said, yeah. And I love that they showed it. They showed Louis showing it to him, but they put it in the documentary, and it is really like night and day. And these are the clips that these stupid niggas put on the internet. I didn't say it. They put on the internet so that it goes viral, and it's him just yelling at the top of his lungs saying, "F this, F bitches. I decide when to put dick in you." Da 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 da. Also, he has too many hangups about periods. He was every time
it was coming up like, a lot.
It was coming up a lot. It's like a lot of women must have told him that they were on their period so that they would not have to have sex with him. Like that's what it felt like. But he in this clip, he's yelling, spouting some of the most horrendous things at the top of his lungs, looking like a dummy. And then, you know, Louis comes back and he's like, well, you know, what do you think about that? And he's like, well, you know, I don't really mean like against her will put dick in her. It's just something I have to make sure that men understand that they're the bosses. And I'm just like, okay, Amaru. And when his girlfriend walks in and ex-girlfriend. So Louis, it was just kid. I'm hoping it was kismet because Louis was talking to him and like, oh, you know, you've talked about possibly having multiple wives. And Amaru's like, yeah, you know, I guess I'll call him Myron so people will understand who I'm talking about. But like, he's like,
too many people see this video. We gonna have some comments.
You're right.
Don't let the red pillars find us, man.
Hold the line. So like, he's like, yeah, I practice. My girlfriend practices monogamy, but I'm open and I'm open to a polyamorous and multiple wives. And then his girlfriend Angie comes in, you know, after he's like, oh yeah, it's kind of dirty in here because she hasn't cleaned up yet. She comes in and Louis talks to her for like 2 seconds, and he's like, oh, so you know, yeah, how are you with somebody like this? And she immediately says like, oh, he's like this on camera, but he's like different.
Tail is all the time.
This man's holding the foofiest dog ever, while his girlfriend basically tells you to your face that everything he's telling you is a lie. It's an act for money, and you dummies keep falling for it because he can't even be a quote unquote alpha male in his own house because the moment she's there, he's talking about maybe I don't want multiple wives. Like, shut up.
He did backtrack kind of fast. Yeah.
And I like how Louis was like, oh, you're backtracking already. Like,
yeah, this was bad. This was bad. This was bad because, like you said, the grift is very clear here, right? This man is saying things to piss you off. If you are in the comment section, he got you. If you're retweeting, he got you. If you're posting it on Facebook, thoughts, he got you. On Instagram, he got you. That is the goal. The goal is to get you to engage. Okay. Me and Mari, our goal here is to tell you not to engage. Don't engage. Exactly. You can't argue with this man. Do you see what happens when the people argue with him? He calls you all kinds of slurs and says all kinds of crazy stuff to you.
Yep.
And then the people who engage, he gets more money. The people who agree with him engage, and he gets more money. So the best thing you can do is to opt out of this type of problematic behavior. And he even knows it. There's the moment where Louis goes and talks to the woman who books the women who get beat up on these shows. And she's about to give him too much information before he realizes what's going on. And from the other room, you can see Myron. I mean, I'm so glad we have the footage, but from the other room, you can see Myron's spidey senses go off. He's like, where is Louis? Oh, he's talking to that lady. Shut it down. He texts her and she immediately says, unfortunately, I can't answer any more questions for you.
To have that many camera angles was just so good. Louis Theroux is a genius, man.
Yeah. So Myron, he definitely pulled back the curtain on Myron a couple times. You know, the conversation with Angie was very telling because Angie does say that you know, she's not looking forward to him having multiple wives, but whenever you ask Myron, he's like, no, she's fine with it. And so by the end of this, we will find out that Angie and Myron are no longer together. Nobody's probably shocked by that. And then we also kind of revisit Justin later on when we talked about this earlier. We meet his family, where it's kind of the same thing, right? Where his wife is saying, no, I'm okay with this, right? I chose the soft lifestyle that I'm living. Him and his wife are kind of like the picture perfect version of what this is supposed to look like for the people who idealize this. You know, they're like, okay, a man who wants to provide, who stays out of the kitchen, he lets his wife cook and clean. She cooks and cleans, so she ain't got to work. He makes the money. She accepts her role, and they live happily ever after, so she can be in touch with her femininity. You know,
and specifically, he doesn't touch the diapers for some reason,
like Nelly.
A man who will not change the diapers of his daughter is a red flag. Just putting that out there, y'all.
We also meet Sneeko, and he is more of the extreme part of this. So, you know, we have different levels, right? We started off with the baby level, Harrison, the beginner stages. Ed is kind of like the intermediate stage. Then you have expert level, which is Justin. And then you have the extremist, right? Further than expert, they've gone off the rails too much. It's Sneeko. Sneeko has he's basically graduated, his words, not mine, from the red pill mentality. He is now moving directly into politics, right? Because these red pill thoughts are just to inform his political opinions that are basically rooted in gender politics and obviously anti-Semitism as well, as he will then convert to Islam and then further push his agenda for hating women and Jewish people under the guise that Islam somehow supports that behavior. He will cite, you know, Sam Smith and his unholy video, and you know, saying that that's run by and it's from Satan, and you know, obviously the Jewish people are promoting that. There's a lot of very problematic things that he cannot prove ever. And then he's just saying because it's either been spouted to him or that's the way he plans on making his money, right? We see so many people buy into this that at the end of the day, he still has to sell this. In order to make money, he still has to sell this. So despite from converting and all that stuff, he's still having that parasocial relationship with people on the street. They're running up to him. They're taking photos with him. You know, it's one thing. Me and Mari, we talk about TV shows and movies here. Okay. Somebody walks up on the street talking to us. They want to talk about TV and movies, right? Right. That's it. See, people are running up to them because they want to be them. They want to be like them. They want to have the same influence that they have, you know? And it's very sad to see, especially when you can tell how much harmful stuff they're spewing out in order to get the financial gains that they're earning.
Yeah. It is just... It's just a big grift, you know, and Sneeko's portion was so scary, Chappell. Like he said, like we just talk about movies and shit. Like don't come say hi, but like the stuff that inflames, like you said, to get Sneeko to a level like there's picture he's there with Trump. He's now Muslim, but how does that reflect to his audience? Chappell, I was again really fascinated yet disgusted by this documentary, and I take comfort in knowing that half of this is just a grift, but the ones that aren't the grift, like Sneeko, are the scary ones.
Oh, Sneeko's a grift too. Definitely, that's still a grift. You know, like this is still a grift, right? Because how are you pro-Trump, but then also, you know, it's converting to Islam? What happened to, do you agree with Trump's views on Islamic people? Because those are heavily documented. You know what I'm saying? He's going to what benefits him. So yeah, I think I'm looking at his Wikipedia page because of course he has one. He was involved in Kanye West he was involved in Kanye West's 2024 presidential campaign. Okay.
2024?
Yeah, you remember when Kanye was like, I'm gonna run for president, then that went nowhere.
I thought that was in 2020.
I don't know. This also says he expressed disillusionment with electoral politics following the failure of Bernie Sanders' 2016 campaign. Right?
Oh, so, he's a Bernie bro.
He's a Bernie bro turned MAGA. Yeah, exactly. This is all.
You're right. It's a huge rift.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like this man cannot be trusted no more than the rest of them, and that is why we find out in the documentary that he is banned from YouTube. Okay. The other thing I think, they did. He's back on.
Yeah, he's back.
Womp womp. So the other moment I think that stood out to me before we wrap up was that moment with Justin Waller. I think they're in Miami. They're asking him like, why Miami? He's just like, oh, this is the place where you build. I'm a man and we're supposed to build things. And he's like, look around you. Everything around here is built by men. And I think Theroux was like, well, I mean, how do you know a woman didn't build it? He was like, I mean, but you just know the majority of this stuff was built by men. He's like, but how do you know? Like, you don't actually know that. And he just changes the subject completely. That's what I'm saying. Like, these people on Reddit being like, yes, King. It's like, how did you miss that? How do you just assume that there are no women civil engineers involved in these projects or architects? Like, you just made that up out of nowhere. Just out of marriage. They don't want to create stuff. Yeah, women don't want to create. They want to be married. They don't want to have jobs.
Silly women. Yeah, right. I truly was like, did the woman create the stop sign or something? Like, I don't know. Like, I wanted something like
there's got to be something around here that we can point to.
There definitely is somewhere.
Something around here. Yeah, but it's just the assumption, right? That he is correct. It didn't
make any sense anyways.
Right. It's just this assumption and confidence that you are correct about something that you have no actual data to support. But because you say it with confidence and then you pivot to something else that gets somebody's attention, it's able to kind of keep them off balance. And now that we've seen it in action with this Louis Theroux documentary, obviously, you can kind of look at the signs and say, oh, that, again, I have not made any character, like any claims against these people character this entire time, whatever the case may be. I definitely think that like they're not my type of people. And if they're your type of people, I think you should probably look inward at like, what you're actually getting from this, what you're consuming, and the people that you are learning from and what their contribution to the world is. Before you start to parrot these things. But anti-Semitism, anti-trans sentiment, homophobic sentiment, like all that kind of stuff is not welcome here. Okay, it's just not. It's not. Okay, so if you want to use it to make money and all this other stuff, whatever. But at the end of the day, there is you will be remembered by how you treated people and the influence that you had on people. And if you had a lot of money, I think you will soon be forgotten. And so that is just kind of my overarching view of this, because I don't accept any of the narratives that were pushed in this documentary. I sadly somehow I've managed to escape the Manosphere, Mari, and I've been chilling.
Yay! Good. Yes, good to know. Y'all hear that? We do not stand for this. So thank you, Chappell, for that. And I mean, if you have not watched this and you've listened to our discussion, please go and you got to watch it, because Louis Theroux does a really good job of literally just giving these people enough rope, and there's a lot of stuff we didn't talk about, but I think it's very important to be well informed, especially as a parent, I would say as well.
Yeah, totally agree. But that's it. That's the documentary. Check it out on Netflix and let us know what you think in the comments, unless you are a part of the Manosphere, in which case keep your opinions to yourself. We don't care. That part. Mari, what do we have coming next week? What do we have coming up? Is it it's time for Cross?
It's time for Cross, y'all. Cross season 2 is official. All of the episodes will be out by next week, so our good brother Jason will be back on to talk with us about it. just such good TV right now, y'all. So much good TV on. So if you haven't watched Cross, what are you doing? We're at least giving you a week to binge it now. So go check it out and then come listen to us talk about it.
And Mari's favorite show is coming back. It's Beauty and Black Season 2, Part 2. Boo, 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 boo.
So many shows.
Why?
I know how Tyler does it, but it's still just crazy that we have announced how, like, Beauty and Black might be our some of the most consistent coverage.
Running this network, okay? Running this network. Matt Scott will be back with us to talk about Beauty and Black. I'm assuming we will only have time to watch the premiere by then, but hell, who knows? So check it out. It's part 2 of season 2 because it'd be too much to just drop the whole season at once. These people think it's Grey's Anatomy or something. I don't know why they're doing this, but check that out here on Recap Kickback next week. Yeah. Well, that'll take a day and a half. Mari, what are you working on in the meantime?
So you can go to Crime Scene, go to crimescenepod.com. That's crime SEEN pod.com, because where me and Sarah Carradine break down true crime documentaries. Aforementioned Matt Scott will be on a bonus episode with us talking about the TikTok killer coming up this week. We are finishing up our Dirty Rotten Scandals trifecta that we've been doing. We'll be finishing up by covering the Price is Right episode with Mike Bloom. So that's some good no murdery content there for you. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/crime-scene-pod, you can become a member or support us, sling us a couple bucks. We are doing a merch giveaway. So if you sign up to become a member of Crime Scene Pod at Buy Me a Coffee, you'll be entered in a raffle to win some crime scene merch. I feel like I was on another podcast, but I can't remember. So we'll see.
Weren't you on the Love is Blind finale recently?
There it is. Thank you. I was on the Love is Blind finale with Jason, Asia, and Mary talking about Love is Blind season 10. So fun. I always love going to the Love at First Sight feed over there, tiptoeing over there into some messy drama mess. So you can definitely go check that out. But other than that, we're here on Recap Kickback, every week. I am, at least. Chappell is here like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, man. Bringing you a lot of content right now. G and I are still talking about Abbott Elementary. Next week, I think we should have our Bet on Black episode out dedicated to Tristan Epps, winner of the last season of Top Chef Canada Vacation or something. Yeah, check that out. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to do a deep dive into how Tristan won and why we should celebrate him as one of our Black winners as a part of Gia's Bet on Black series. And Chantel and I are down to the final 4 of I Love New York. And so we are getting dangerously close to revealing to Chantel the next thing that is coming in the Flavor of Love cinematic universe. And there's so much coming. And we're gonna be going to school right after this one. So that's gonna be so much fun to talk about. Oh Lord. Yeah. And keep up with all the stuff we have going here and more. recapkickback.com/subscribe, youtube.com/@recapkickback. But that's it. Mari, this has been so much fun. Thank you all for listening. Thank y'all for joining us. You ain't got to go home, but y'all know where to catch us next week. We will talk to y'all then. Peace. I've been trapped behind Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.